You keep getting blindsided because you have not adjusted your standards from the last heartbreak. Meaning that you keep dating men according to if he's better than the last man you dated. But think about it like this. If you're dating only according to a man being better than the last man you dated, that means you're really not getting all that you really want. You're getting at least of a man. At least he doesn't do this like my last ex. At least he's this. At least he's that. At least he does this. At least he doesn't do that. Instead of getting the at most, you know? And so instead of you creating a new list of standards, you are dating according to any man that's at least better than your ex or your last man. And that last man probably disappointed you, just wasn't it, hurt you, maybe even abused you. And so any man compared to that is going to be better. But it doesn't mean that that's right for you. That doesn't mean that he's in alignment with you. So you have not created a full list of what you actually want. You're dating according to if he's better than the last, than if he matches your list of standards. And so you're going to need to make some adjustments to your standards list. Meaning after each heartbreak, disappointment, whatever it is, each man that just wasn't it. Instead of you adjusting that list to match what it is you really want, you're not even taking the time to really adjust it. And you're dating men according to if they're at least better than the last. And not if they actually match your list of standards of what you actually want. So I need you to change all that. Think about it like this. You're going to get blindsided each and every time because you're going to go in with each man thinking that, well, at least he does this. At least he's a little better than my last. At least he's not doing that. At least he's that. At least he's that. Oh, you know, he's doing me a little better than the last guy. Or, oh, he does this and the last guy didn't do that. Okay, and? Okay, and? Is that all? Is that all that you want? Is it at least? I mean, if that's all that you want, to cut this video off right now and just go be mature at least. And keep getting blindsided, keep getting heartbroken and disappointed. That's fine. This ain't the video for you then if you're happy with that. But what I'm saying is that it's time that you full on adjust that list. After each disappointment, adjust it to what you want. And compare the man to that list. When you're out on a date with him, don't think about, get excited over the little things that you see that he does. That's a quick way for you to romanticize a man. And when you romanticize a man, we know what happens. It always ends in heartbreak because you are thinking too highly of that man when he's probably not even worth that, And it's kind of the same thing because when you're dating him and you're comparing him to the last guy that wasn't all that, didn't really fit you, and you're dating him according to that, he's going to seem like the cream of the crop. Only because he's a little better than the last guy. That doesn't mean he's still for you, but in your mind, it's like everything. Because, he does this and my ex didn't do that. It may be one or two little things that he does that your ex didn't do, or that he's better at that your ex wasn't good at. And you think you just got something. And you're romanticizing the shit out of those one or two little good qualities. And then when shit hit the fan and when it don't go right, you're left looking confused like, damn, why is he acting like this? I thought he was this and that. What? I've been there. I get it. Because, baby, in my 20s, if you read Toxic Ex Chronicles, then you know. And I'm working on my second book. It's not going to come out as soon as I thought it was, but I'm working on it. If you're familiar with my story, then you know my 20s was just basically me dating toxic men. And the second one I thought was so much better than the last, only because I felt different about him. I thought he had a few more better qualities than my first toxic ex, so I thought he was everything. And then the way he flirted with me, how attractive he was, how tall he was. I just thought I had me something, baby. And then he liked me. Oh, I thought I had something. And then I was blindsided like a mother. But then when I look back on it, I wasn't really blindsided, y'all. It was really me just really looking at the small, little bitty things about him and really thinking that I had something. You know, I romanticized the shit out of the very few little small details that I liked about him. And so I just made it really something that it wasn't. All because he was a little bit better than the first guy. And so that's where this is all coming from. Is that you can for sure get blindsided if you are only dating according to the guy being better than the last guy that you were with. Instead of you dating according to your list of standards and what it is you want. After I got my heart broke twice like that, back to back, really badly, I said, oh, I got to do some adjusting. I can't do this a third time. I can't spend my 30s being heartbroken like this. And my 30s was spent basically me finding myself and I was dating. There's going to be a book about me dating in my 30s as well. Me actually dating and trying to date better quality men. That's going to be the third book in my series. And I'm excited about that one because it's like, it's a journey. And I'm enjoying taking y'all on this journey. And I'm enjoying doing this because I've been there and I get it. None of this is ever to judge you all. Because you don't have to spend any more time wasted on guys that are not it for you and being blindsided. Because I get it. We women, it's okay to want, love, to want relationships and to want companionship, to want to be in a romantic relationship, to be loved, to love. All of that is beautiful. I'm never going to say that you should stop wanting that. And even when I say decenter men, it's never to the sense of like, you don't need love. You don't need romantic, you don't need romantic love. It's never that because it's a beautiful thing when it's done right. My goal is to always to teach you ladies to know how to not settle and to know how to get the type of love that you're looking for and to take your time with getting there and not just rushing into it. And so I think sometimes we will rush into it because we think that we meet a guy that's a little bit better than the last and we're just getting an at least guy, not the at most that we could be getting because we're like, well, at least he does this, at least he's that, at least he's that. And then we find ourselves settling. And then you find yourself later on not happy with the guy that you chose. And now you're trying to figure out how the hell did I get here because of what you did in the beginning. I created like a list to help you to build better standards after your last heartbreak. Because after each heartbreak or after each, even disappointment, I'm not going to even say heartbreak because it becomes a time to where you're not really getting heartbroken over these guys. You're basically just like becoming disappointed with each guy that you date. You're getting, you may date them and like them and then you're just like disappointed. You're not necessarily heartbroken and broken up and just traumatized, but you are disappointed. And that matters too. And so after each disappointment, after each letdown, after each time he's not it, you have to adjust the list of standards. You have to grow a little and then date. You have to, so that you're not dating the same guy that's just a little bit better and then you're just going to the same lessons over and over. That list of standards got to be concrete. You got to stand on business, girlfriend. So I'm going to tell you some tips that could possibly help you with standing on business and creating a solid standards list. So, number one, what you're going to do is reflect on that past relationship. And when I say relationship, it doesn't have to be an actual relationship to where you all were actually like together. It could be just someone that you were with, someone you really like, someone you dated, whatever. Reflect on it. If it doesn't work out, you may not be traumatized from it, but at least reflect on it and determine, what you did like about him and what you didn't like about him. Reflect on all of those details. I need you to understand why the breakup happened. Acknowledge what part you may have played. Look at any kind of patterns that may have came up. I need you to look at all of that. Take the time to really study that. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be that it was a heartbreak. I think sometimes we feel like if it wasn't a complete heartbreak, we don't need to take time to reflect. You do. Each time you've been let down, reflect. What am I doing wrong? What are the patterns? What are the guys I'm going for? What am I looking for? And sometimes it could be that we are comparing each time we meet a man to the last man. And we're doing the at least. And we're like, well, at least he's that. At least he's that. You want the at most. So take your time and determine what are you doing? What are your patterns? Number 2, you may need to take time to heal and rebuild your confidence. Reconnect with yourself. And sometimes we may lose sight of ourselves when we start dating. It's common that a lot of women do that because, you're just so caught up in the guy that you like a lot and you're enjoying dating him. It's time to reconnect with yourself and remember yourself. And I feel like when you take the time to reconnect with you, like, even if it's just like a few weeks, a month, it doesn't have to be a long period. Just take some time to reconnect with you and remember what it is that you really want out of life, what you really want for yourself, what you really enjoy. You cannot forget that. And I think sometimes when we get into relationships with these men, we forget what we like, what makes us feel alive, what makes us feel connected to ourselves. We forget that because for a moment we're caught up in this guy that we're so enamored with and we like a lot. And we're caught up in the dating. So you may have forgotten yourself a little bit. Reconnect with you. And then reconnecting with yourself, you will naturally, I feel like, adjust your standards list. It would naturally level you up because it's like now you know what it is you want, what it is you're capable of, what kind of girl you are. You realize that I'm that girl, and I got this life ahead of me. I got this going. You start to kind of like come back into you and realize that you that bitch, And then when you start to realize that your standards naturally change because you're not just going to go for any type of man or fall for any type of thing. So it's important for you to reconnect with yourself after each disappointment, each letdown, each heartbreak. Get back into you a little bit. It can be just a disappointment. Like, dang, I really liked it. I really wanted it to work. But I bet you a part of you was putting a little bit too much into that connection, hoping it would work out. I need you to really back into you. Reconnect with you. Recenter yourself. Number 3, redefine your standards. That is so, 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 so important. You have to adjust your standards because I want you to know that it is okay that you dated a man and he wasn't it. It is okay that you gave a man a chance that you wouldn't normally give a chance and he wasn't it. It is okay that you didn't see that red flag, with him. You didn't know it was a red flag. And so now I need you to readjust and realize, like, okay, I know that I need this, I need that. That's a red flag. I can't go for that. And readjust, redefine what it is. Don't beat yourself up so hard for making a mistake and choosing that man. Don't beat yourself up so much for not noticing that red flag or looking over that red flag or hoping that you can see the best in him or giving him the benefit of the doubt when you should have been doubting him. Don't beat yourself up so much for doing that. All you need to do is just readjust, redefine your standards and do better the next time. I feel like that those little simple mistakes we make or those little mishaps we do or those wrong choices we make, forgive ourselves. Forgive yourself for that. And then just readjust. Number 4, adjust the boundaries. I think sometimes we forget about that. So our boundaries may have been a little loose with dating the last guy because we really liked him a lot and we're really hoping for the best. And somewhere in there, I bet your boundaries weren't really tight knit as they should have been because you liked him so much. Let's just be real. We've all done it. I've done it. You have these boundaries tight knit when you're single. You know what you're going for and what you're not. And you get with this guy, you like him a lot. And then your boundaries kind of get a little loose because it's him and so you with it. And you thinking that, let's just try it out. I really like him. Let's just see. Nope. You've seen enough. And now you see that wasn't it. I should have done that. So redefine those boundaries too. No matter how much you like the guy, no matter how much he likes you, no matter how attractive he is, no matter how good he looks on paper, your boundaries still have to be in place. Okay? Okay. Number 5 is just learning from the experience. It's what all of this is about. Don't be so hard on yourself. Learn from the experience. I feel like that when you get out there and try, that's how you learn. And then you just learn from that mistake and you just do better and you get better and you get better and better. And then eventually you'll be matched with your one. It'll take some time, but don't beat yourself up so much. Learn from that experience. Don't think that you had to have made the perfect decision to make the perfect choice and just did everything so perfectly. It's all right. You messed around and found out. It's okay. I promise it's okay. Learn from it. Do better the next time. Adjust the standards. Adjust that list. Don't be dating right after that trying to find someone that's a little bit better. Like, oh, well, at least he's dead. If you find yourself talking to a guy and when you think about the things you like about him, you're like, well, at least he's not like so-and-so. He did this and did that. At least he does this. At least he... When you find yourself getting to that, at least stop right there. Stop yourself right there. Because you don't want the at least, you want the at most. You want someone that compares to your standards list. That means that he's going to disappoint you too. That means you're romanticizing him. Because anyone that you got to say, at least he does that, and then he's at least a little bit better than the last, at least he's this, at least he's that. Anytime you find yourself saying that, you are trying to see the best of him. And that goes to my part 1 of being Blindsided series. You can go back and listen to that video or podcast. I talked about that. Because at that point, you are looking past all the red flags. All the signs showing you that he ain't it. But because he has a few little good qualities and a few little things you like, he does a few good things you like, you think it's something. It may be something, but is it something that you really want? Does he meet your actual list of standards? Does he meet your full list of standards? Does he meet your non-negotiables? Your non-negotiables are things that you definitely need in a relationship to feel fulfilled and happy. There may be some things that you can adjust on, the things that you are a little lax in. But there are some things that should be a non-negotiable. Like, these are exactly what I need. And if he doesn't have it, I cannot give him the time of day. I cannot give him a chance. I don't care if it's that at least he's this, or at least he's that, or at least that, or at least... Stop it. Last thing. Number 6. While you are adjusting your standards, be patient. Like, I feel like that when you rush into another relationship, or you rush to another guy and you're just rushing to make the hurt feel a little better from the last one, or you're rushing to just have someone, you have not really taken the time to do any things on the list, to adjust any of the things you need. You take a beat and adjust your list of standards, adjust what you need, adjust what you want, adjust what you're doing, and check yourself and see where you're going wrong, what you're doing wrong. You can't be all about, well, he did that, he's wrong for that. Okay, what about you as well? You have to take the time to really adjust yourself as well and be patient. I feel like when you jump too fast into these relationships, you are really prolonging your time to be in your romantic relationship that you really want. Like, versus if you were to just slow down and take your damn time, it wouldn't take such a long time. I feel like you waste time by jumping too fast in these relationships. And jumping too fast without adjusting your list of standards. Jumping too fast without realizing what it is you really want. Jumping too fast for where you really actually have taken the time to adjust from the last disappointment, the last heartbreak, and you're just jumping into the next thing. You need to take the time for yourself and recenter yourself, reground yourself. No matter if you was really hurt or not even really that hurt, just disappointed, whatever it was, it didn't work out. You're not with him. So you need to take the time to adjust. Be patient. Like, the love of your life, the one that's for you, is not going anywhere. You're not going to get to him any faster by rushing to him. If anything, rushing is going to run him off, and it's going to make you not even be able to take the time to realize if he's for you or not, because you're rushing into stuff. Just take your time. You know? Take your time. I understand, you want love. You want a relationship. I understand that your biological clock may be ticking. I understand that you feel like you maybe run out of time before you can do this or do that or have kids. And I want to take the time to tell you, I get that. I get that it's a lot of things that you want for yourself. Like you maybe run out of time, so you're kind of rushing it. But allow yourself to slow down and allow yourself to let time be on your side. And what I mean by that is when you allow time to be on your side, that means that you trust that everything will work out for you how it's supposed to be in the time that it's supposed to happen. And that the things that you really want, you may get, but you may get it in a different form. But it'll still be just as good, maybe even better than what you imagine. You have to quit limiting yourself to just your own timeline and your own thoughts and beliefs, because there is like so much more past your own thoughts, subconscious thoughts, conscious thoughts. There's so much more out there than what you can fathom. I'll tell you a quick little story about my personal life and how I realized that, I didn't need to rush, and that in me taking my time, I got everything I wanted, plus more, and things I didn't even know I needed when I just slowed the hell down and took my time and just let life happen for me instead of trying to control when, how, where it's going to happen. I wanted the most with my ex. Like with my ex, y'all, I had our whole life envisioned. He had kids already, and I was okay with being a stepmom to them. I wanted to have one more just to have a kid of our own, and he agreed to it while we were together. I just seen my life going so well with him because he was my best friend's husband, best friend. And so it was like a little clique of us, one big happy family. And I really seen us going on double dates, our kids growing up together. I said I'll get a big truck, minivan to carry around the kids he already has and become one with his kids and have my kid and us live happily ever after and double dating with my friend and her husband because we all know each other. I had it all mapped out. It was a beautiful life I had for us, dreamed up. And none of this shit happened. Not a lick of it. I'm not with that ex anymore. And I'm so glad I'm not, And it's like, I thought that was the life for me. I wanted that life so bad. And it did not end up happening that way. I ended up getting like double and better than what I ever imagined. I don't have kids, but as time moved on, and I'm with my husband now that I've been with, we've been together for 10 years or so. Been married for like 3, going on 4. I could not imagine us having kids now because I like them to myself. I like our life. I like us being able to travel. We have more money to ourselves. I like our life together with our dogs. I thought I really wanted a child. And I think because I was with my ex that had all these kids already, I thought that I had to have a kid in order to be like part of like the quote unquote club, if you will. And so I thought that was the life that I really wanted. And I realize now that none of that shit happened, and I'm so glad it didn't. I got even better when I just stopped, took the time to regroup, readjust my standards list, and just took the time to myself, recenter myself, and just slowed the fuck down. I got so much better. You have to trust that. Okay? You have to trust that it can be so good if you just take your time and allow life to just unfold and happen for you. With you trying to put your hands in it and control it and rush it to go how you want it to go because you think that's what you need right now. With you trying to do everything, you're just fucking it up more. getting your heart broken more, getting disappointed more. It's going nowhere. It's not working for you. So stop, tend to you, take care of your life. Don't adjust your standards, but don't adjust it to point to where you're settling, to where you're now changing what you want because you just want something quick. Do you want something long lasting, or do you want something quick that's gonna leave just as quick as you got it? Trust me, it's gonna be okay. Please trust me, it's gonna be okay if you just take your time. You're not gonna miss out on anything, on any man. You're not gonna miss out on shit. But if you keep trying to move forward the way that you are, you're going to be blindsided every time. You're going to be blindsided because you're going to think that this guy you're with is a little bit better than the last. And so this must be it. And you're going to just hope and pray that he's going to want all the things you want. And you're going to try to like almost force it. It's like you're forcing yourself to have this life with this man that probably don't even want it because you just want it so bad and so fast. And you're moving so fast. And then when the shit hit the fan, you're trying to figure out how the hell did I get here? I thought we were on the same page. No. That was you moving too fast. So you got to slow down. Take your time. It's going to be okay. Whatever you get, however it happens, it may be different than what you imagine, but it's still going to be beautiful and it's going to be great and it's going to be more than what you probably ever imagined, more than what you wanted. Just trust that. Just trust that. But as always, y'all can go to appandthatgirl.net. Check out my coaching there. Check out my bonus podcast episodes. Check out my books. All of that is there. If appandthatgirl.net. That's all I really got to say on this. And this is wraps up part 2 of why you're being blindsided. There'll be I have 2 more parts I want to talk about in this. But yeah, that's all I got. So until the next podcast episode, girlfriends, peace out.
Excuse me, can I please talk to you for a minute?